Like, and that's what Negan thought a long time ago. He's like, I have 780,000, and then I have fucking 12 people watching. It's like, come on, that's you're not serving it to anybody. Ah, oi, what's up, America? How you going? Oh, I'm just sitting here rolling this up. It's going to be a fantastic one right there, isn't it? Going to talk about the news and the weather and the sports of the day. How you going? But let me get this rolled up as good as I can. Put a little concentrate in there. Make it nice and all rolled up the way it should be. Check it out. See, we got the bowler bucket. There it is. Hey, how you going, blokes? Look at that. Look at that fucking concentrate right there, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Almost looks like soap. But you see, that's weed concentrate right there. It's going to go right in this rogery, isn't it? Then we're going to roll it up and smoke it. And we're going to go fucking out of space there, mates. What's up, America? How's everybody doing? Fresh off of not being on TikTok because that app sucks my butthole. I don't know. I'm telling you, man, we should boycott TikTok. They're a bunch of fucks. I don't know why people like that app. It's like, ooh, TikTok. It's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. All right, well, what's up, everybody? How's it going? I'm sitting here putting this on, making moves, enjoying it, trying to get high. Got to talk about the news, the weather, the sports, Donald Trump shit, the world in general falling apart. Ain't that a bitch? Hope we're all good here. And give me just a second while I light this up. The news of today is starting to get pretty rough. Donald Trump says that there's no affordability crisis, and that's all made up by Democrats. That happened today. Donald Trump talking about how next year it'll be better financially. And then we have other things like that going on. Record cold weather. Costco suing Donald Trump. Yeah, TikTok's a piece of shit, man. I'll tell you what. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if most of my followers are on TikTok. I like YouTube better. I'd rather sit here with 7, 8 people, 5 people, whatever, than 250 anyway, because knowing it's TikTok, they're probably all fucking mental patients. Am I right? Yeah, I'm fucking right, exactly. TikTok sucks a dick. So, real quick, let's roll this up and talk about the news. Oh, God. Sorry, it pooped in my mouth there. But that's what we're doing here, and I know YouTube is a totally different ecosystem, which is why I like it. The people aren't as fucking dodgy here. Everybody's a dodgy cunt over on YouTube. I'm sorry, TikTok. There you go, baby. Got me and my wife there a nice joint. Ah, smells like pudding. Anyway, once that one's done. So, Donald Trump, I want to talk about some news here. This was just out a little bit more subdued over here. My gummy has not kicked in just yet. What's up, Judge? Hell yes. It works. It works. It makes us high for sure. So real quick, I want to make a little bit of talking about Donald Trump with the auto pen. So you guys remember Joe Biden was the old president, right? And you know that there's some evidence that says that Joe Biden used what's called an auto pen, which if you don't know what an auto pen is, that's an automatic signature saying like a rubber stamp basically, but for digital. So Donald Trump now says that he's terminating all documents, all pardons and everything that Joe Biden did with the auto pen. Do you think that's good or not? Let me know one way or another. Donald Trump says, quote, any and all documents, proclamations, executive orders, memorandums, or contracts signed by order of the now infamous auto pen are hereby null, void, and no further force or effect. So he also says, quote, anybody receiving pardons, communications, or any other legal documents so signed, please be advised that the document has been fully and completely terminated and that there is no more a legal effect. So that's what we're doing there as far as Trump is concerned with, I guess, that news. So that's there, I guess. Let me continue with the other news because that's different. That kind of came out of the woodwork. Megyn Kelly's friend in New York City got her ass slapped by a random stranger. That's fun. And Costco sues Donald Trump's administration seeking tariff refunds before Supreme Court rules if they're illegal or not. So this particular story says Costco has sued the Trump administration to get a full refund of new tariffs it paid so far this year and to block those import duties from continuing to be collected from the retail warehouse club giant as the Supreme Court case plays out right now. In a suit filed Friday, so last Friday, the company Costco said that it risks losing the money it had already paid to satisfy the tariffs, even if the Supreme Court eventually upholds earlier lower court ruling that found President Trump did not have the legal power to impose those duties. You know, the citizens are 22 less represented. Oh yeah, it's way worse than that. I'm surprised it's even that much. I figured we were represented at about like 1% at this point. Obviously, we have no voice whatsoever. And we all know that. We all know that the government has absolute control over everything. They're monitoring you with flock camera systems on the road that's checking your license plates and discovering and creating maps about you and doing it in real-time data to make sure that your car has a digital fingerprint. So there's really nowhere to go. It doesn't really matter what type of political party you're in at this point. It's just a fucking surveillance state. That's about where we're at right now. And speaking of surveillance states, the country of, same with your cell phone, exactly. Speaking of surveillance states, the country of India has now imposed that every phone in the country has to have government tracking software on it, whether it's domestic or imported, because of the fact that there's so many scams. So they're doing that. That's draconian as fuck. But that's where we're at right now. And so it's probably going to get worse with the surveillance state, almost as a matter of course, just because that's the road we're headed on. What's up, Corey? Is it Corey? Coretta. So now overnight, so this was kind of fucked up. Donald Trump posts 400 times in an hour on Truth Social. That has to be a bot, right? Trump posting 400 times on Truth Social. Apparently there's a video showing this. So Donald Trump just went and retweeted. So yeah, I guess you could do 400 times in an hour. He just retweeted story after story after story. So I'll tell you what, if you really want to get into the mind of Donald Trump right now, go on to Truth Social and look at the 400 posts that he put up in an hour. So that'll really tell you the mind of Donald Trump. Donald Trump in one of the posts vows a military tribunal for Barack Obama, pardons politicians. Donald Trump pardoned a politician who helped traffic cocaine into America, falling asleep at a cabinet meeting today. Of course, Ronald Reagan did that, and he also puked on the Japanese prime minister. That was kind of funny. And then some people are asking if Donald Trump is fit to serve, mainly Mark Kelly, which is fucked up. So coming up here, and I'm checking the polls, which is a big reason I'm here tonight on YouTube, other than the fact that my main account, I'm just kind of off of it for 2 days. Isn't it about 2 days? Huh? The 4th. Yeah. So, I mean, I'll probably, that was, Bush just as bad too. So I'll probably, was Bush? Yeah. What did, Reagan got shot. Thank you. Bush is the one that puked. Thank you for the correction. So the main reason I'm here right now is A, I'm not going on TikTok right now, and B, there's a special election in Tennessee right now, and there's going to be exit polling that's showing up about the Tennessee election, and this is another get rid of flock cameras. You damn right. Flock cameras and all that shit are trash. So we're waiting for exit polling right now from the Tennessee special election that's going on between a last person, the last name of the person is Bain, down there going against McKill, I think it is, or whatever. And we're seeing, and I'm not 100% sure, there's a reason you have 40. I actually have 16,000 followers, so suck my dick, I guess. Let's see. Let me guess. Hold on. I know he's blocked, but he could still be here. I'm guessing you have 12 followers, and you probably don't do anything as far as content making, right? Absolutely. So Tennessee election updates. Republicans fight to stop Democrat upset. Tennessee's 7th congressional district was supposed to be Democrat-proof, but a progressive state representative is looking for an upset over her GOP rival. Democrats are looking to pull off a massive win, and Republicans are trying to avoid an upset as voters in Tennessee head to the polls Tuesday for an unusually close special election. The race to replace retired Republican Representative Mark Green in Tennessee's 7th congressional district has turned into a closely watched contest as Democrats benefit from voter enthusiasm and President Donald Trump's sinking poll numbers. Democrat Afton Bain, a progressive Tennessee state representative, is squaring off against Matt Van Epps, a combat veteran and former commissioner of the Tennessee Department of General Services. Polls close at 7 p.m. Central Time. So that was what, 20 minutes ago? 8:26. Signaling a potential blue wave in the next year's midterm elections, which I've been talking about for quite a while. What's up, Cynthia? They're doing to the marijuana dispensaries in each state. I know they're trying to make it illegal as far as hemp. That pisses me the fuck off because I buy weed constantly. So more than likely, Democrats will win the midterm elections, regardless of what anybody tells you. It says that they're locked in a tight race right now. Donald Trump initially, which I've talked about this on TikTok, Donald Trump initially carried the state by 22 percentage points, but a poll from Emerson College is now saying that they're only 2 points apart, with the Republican 2 ahead of the Democrat. Now, this is in central Tennessee that encompasses Nashville, Clarksville, and I think Franklin, Tennessee, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, cigarettes and alcohol. I would rather alcohol be illegal than weed because I don't drink alcohol. I only get weed. So, like, I don't want alcohol, nor do I want cigarettes. Cigarettes make me puke, and alcohol is diarrhea, low-energy trash. So I don't want any of that shit. I want this big fat joint with concentrate in it, which my sexy big-breasted wife will hopefully be sparking up here shortly. I had to lick it a little bit. Sorry about that. So I'm waiting on this. 24 minutes ago, polls closed in Montgomery County. I guess that was the last one. We have some. Okay, so here we go. Which way I lean? I don't lean any way. I fucking hate all of them. I fucking hate all of them. I have a government I can read, though, if you'd like me to. I made a 50-point government of what I'd like to do. That might shed a little light. I'll get into that in a second, though. Let me read the exit. Tomorrow? What time is it? I got time for that if there's no news. It's all garbage news today. Anyway, we'll talk about this. Matt Van Epps right now, so listen to this, has 9,182 votes at 47.87%, and Afton Bain has 9,741 votes at 50.79%. District-wide, Matt Van Epps has 24,000 possible with 17. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, okay. Okay, so district-wide, Matt Van Epps so far has 24,000 votes, and Afton Bain, the Democrat, has 17,330 votes right now. Yeah, I can't stand. My wife smokes, but I don't care for it. John Thorpe, apparently there's other people that were running. One has 95 votes, one has 121, one has 20, and one has 18. So obviously those two are the main contenders, and it's looking like that they're still neck and neck. I do not see anybody really pulling ahead right now. Of course, the polls have been closed for about 20 minutes, so maybe in an hour or so that'll go a little bit better. All right, well, let's read the news of the day. Did I quit cold turkey? What, cigarettes? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's no fucking way, and you'll cough up blood in the whole 9 yards. Let's see. So, Vladimir Putin of Russia now accuses European nations of sabotaging peace efforts as a way to end the war. And Jared Kushner and a couple other people are over in Russia right now trying to, I want to say, create a peace deal. But that's what's happening, so we'll find out what goes with that. As Russia continues to make gains in Ukraine against the Ukrainian military, as Russia is accusing Europe of wanting to start a war, and Europe is talking about preemptive strikes to save civilian populations. Now, that might drag us into a major war, which I don't want any fucking part of. But to the victor go the spoils. President calls Somalians garbage. Oh my God. Trump administration live updates. President calls Somalians garbage in an anti-immigrant tirade. President Donald Trump unleashed a, quote, xenophobic, which that's throwing it around loosely, tirade against Somali immigrants during a cabinet meeting. Oh, I saw that. Calling them garbage. He does not want in the United States in an outburst that captured the raw nativism that has animated Donald Trump's approach on immigration. Even for Mr. Trump, this is according to the New York Times, of course. My favorite game. Oh, fuck, dude. Everything from GTA to Minecraft. Everything in between. Yeah, Legend of Zelda. Fuck it. Absolutely. Now, even for Mr. Trump, who has what the New York Times, which I don't know if Trump's going to fuck with these people, the New York Times says Trump has a long history of insulting black people, particularly from African countries. I don't know if I've heard him say shithole countries, but I've never heard him actually say anything about direct black people. So if anybody wants to show me where Trump actually did say something poignant against, quote, black people in general, I would like to see it. So let me know. Let me know what you see on that. That's just what the New York Times is saying. I'm just reading their rag. His outburst was shocking and unapologetically bigoted, says the New York Times. And it came as he stated his new ICE operations targeting Somalians. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. Donald Trump is now leading immigration strike forces in Minneapolis, St. Paul, trying to deport as many Somalians as possible. Apparently, I can read this if I sign in or pay. All right, so we're not going to be doing that because the New York Times can suck my dick. We're not going to be paying for fucking news when everybody reads it for free. All right, guess we're not going to be doing that because fuck the New York Times. So we'll go allegory style. What's up, America? So we'll just go allegory style. And apparently the New York Times says that Donald Trump made a bunch of racist, bigoted remarks calling Somalians garbage. What's up, Nana? Even though Somalians were caught up in a $1.3 billion fraud scheme on a food for charity. Now, I want you to look up other things when it comes to Somalians. If anybody has X, I want you to go on X and look up this. Somalia Lutheran Social Services. And you'll find a whole bunch about Lutheran. What's up, Nana? No, I'm not going to go on. I'll go on TikTok on the second account tomorrow. And then the other one. So on TikTok, my live stream was restricted after I ended the live stream yesterday. So I ended the live stream yesterday. 4 fake restrictions from that Millie bitch and her stupid ass cuck boyfriend. Then after the fact, they banned me till the 4th after autism. Not that bad. Well, ADHD, don't we all? Minneapolis. Okay, so this is all kind of together. So there's 3 or 4 stories I want to get in together. So the first story, there's a lot of moving pieces here. This is all happening in the last 4 hours. So, oh, that's nice. The first news story is that Donald Trump has ordered immigration strike forces into Minneapolis and St. Paul to arrest illegal immigrants and people that fraudulently got into the country that were Somalians. So that's the first piece. The second piece now, 4 hours ago, Minneapolis police chief says that Somalians should call 911 if ICE shows up wearing masks to arrest them. He says police will immediately respond. So now the Minneapolis, so listen to this shit. The Minneapolis police chief now instructs his police department to basically get in the way and start fighting federal agents. So we're going to have the Minneapolis fucking police department versus ICE, Immigration, and Homeland Security. What the fuck are we doing here? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? I'm sorry. So those stories are wrapped together. Okay, we'll just put it to you that. Then there's other stories saying that 78 Somalians have been arrested in charity fraud schemes. Oh, you're okay, my friend. Charity fraud schemes. And that's associated somehow with the Lutheran Social Services that brought Somalians over at $2,300 a pop that paid for their airfare, first month's rent, and even picked them up at the airport. So what the fuck is going on here? Okay? So let me just, back in 2015, this started, culminating with the first instance of fraud found out in 2018 in Minneapolis when 10,000 Somalians came over and they got $4 million in grants from the State Department. Okay, so that's how this works. Soon after that, 10 other charities, along with one of them being the Lutheran Social Services, the biggest one, started bringing migrants over through their charities into Minneapolis, Iowa, Nebraska, and all these other fucking places. And they did that to the tune of $625 million. Well, what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is these people brought in so many goddamn Somalians and other people and put them into the interior of the United States at $2,300 a head that they got $623 million fucking dollars. That's what I mean. That's a lot of goddamn illegal migrants coming into the United States that aren't vetted, some using squat toilets and slopping their hand shit on the wall. So then we've got ICE, or Homeland Security, along with the Minnesota Department of Human Services, which found the fraud, which apparently had notified Tim Walz for the last 3 or 4 years, but he, instead of stopping the fraud, was retaliating against them so that the money would flow to the Somalians and the poor Somalians wouldn't lose their American taxpayer money. Oh, poor shit. So then we have ICE finally coming in saying we're going to arrest these people. And then you have the police. What's up, America? The police department of Minneapolis's police chief telling Somalians that are going to get deported to call 911 to interfere with immigration enforcement, which is a fucking crime. So what is Minneapolis the new Chicago? You got Tim Walz, the governor, looking the other way on fucking crime, helping the criminals out by retaliating against whistleblowers. Then you have the Minneapolis police chief saying, don't help law enforcement. Our law enforcement will fight your law enforcement. Doesn't that sound retarded? What are we fucking doing here? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. This is fucking insane. So at what point, and I'm not even a proponent of the law. I don't even give a fuck. Like if they break the, like if they fucking make it so that I can't buy weed, I'm going to buy it. Fuck you. I'm going to break the law anyway. But this isn't the law. You don't even know which way. Are you up, down, left, right, in or out? What is it? Are we breaking the law? Or are we not breaking the law? With this type of arbitrary enforcement, then what are we even doing here? Subscribe right now for some reason. Seriously? Oh, you're right, Nana. What's up, America? So I don't really know what to tell you here. Exactly. I don't really know where to head here. Here's one from Milo United. So if you're Prince Harry and you realize your Uncle Andrew fucked your wife when she was a prostitute, what's the play? Here's Prince Andrew with Meghan Markle as she was a... Uh-oh! Whoopsies! Yeah, we are in a mess. Yeah, Milo Yiannopoulos is really throwing the heat down. Oh, my God. Wow. Hey, buzzing. Did you fuck your uncle or what are you doing there? Oh, my God. December 1st, Sydney, Australia. So we've got a little, what's up, America? We got a little disturbed. I've missed everything today. Me too. People have been fighting TikTok. It's a mess. So in Sydney, Australia, 4 men aged 26, 39, 42, and 46 have been arrested for an international satanic child rape ring, sharing thousands of videos depicting infants to 12-year-olds. Far-left journalist is among one of the 4 satanic people arrested. That's dead pedophiles don't reoffend. Anyway, let's move on. Jesus fucking Christ. What in the fuck is going on here? That is very weird, don't you think? Tennessee special election update right now. Don't forget the thumbs up, by the way, and heart and share or gift. I don't know what they do here. But YouTube seems to be better than TikTok. So TikTok sucked my dick. Yeah, I'm very surprised those people weren't executed. I know it's Australia, but Jesus Christ, man, that is fucking crazy shit right there. What the fuck is going on with people? Polls close in Tennessee for the 7th Congressional District seat. And as of right now, we still have neck and neck with no numbers. So sorry about that. We're waiting on numbers to come in. Luigi Mangione now apparently has a bunch of women wanting to fuck him in jail. Chaos begets order. You see, that's okay. So I found a ring of people on TikTok that are basically sow discord just to try to destroy social order. But all they do is fuck with people. They don't actually try to do anything. They'll just find some stranger and be like, I'm going to destroy you financially because chaos. And it's like, that's not sowing chaos. You're supposed to do that to companies and the government. The individual person is supposed to join you in the chaos. Otherwise, if you attack individuals, they will fight the chaos. You see how that works? That's why if you attack the government and you attack business, people will be more likely to subscribe to what you're sharing, basically. That's why you don't ever want to attack the individual unless the individual is part of one of those machines. And what I mean machines, I mean companies, corporation, giant corporations, government wheels, etc. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could definitely do it. Like some people are out there saying, well, I'll just sow Discord on 10,000 people and that'll cause like a weird collective cognitive dissonance or whatever. But it's too slow of a process, and then eventually the people just turn on the chaos because they crave order because they're used to it. If they're used to chaos, they still look for a relief. But if companies are in free fall, other people in the government, other people step in to restore order to the chaos, fixing the fuck up that you initially sowed the chaos in the first place. Because obviously people are only sowing chaos to destroy a fucked up, corrupt system, correct? What's up, Andrew? So that being the case, if they sow the discord correctly, then it'll work. But if they sow it incorrectly, it'll backfire. That's why I never understood the anarchists or the nihilists, I should say, that are like saying, well, we're just doing it to fuck with people. I'm like, yeah, I know, but you're fucking with potential allies. Your fucks should go up. It's a useful model for smaller society. Yeah, but we're so globalistic and all interconnected right now. Like, I mean, one person makes an offense on social media and 10 million people get behind it. So all that has to do is fuck with the wrong person and 10 million people pile against it. Now all of a sudden you got a bunch of jackboots that are against you. You know what I'm saying? And that's generally how it's worked over that's what communism with Russia tried to play into until the Holodomor in Ukraine. And then they had to pull it back slightly. Actually, it was before that, but arguably it led to that. But we'll get it. Church nativity scene features a zip-tied baby Jesus. Oh my God. Effort to ban angels from wearing masks moves for what? Effort to ban agents from wearing masks? What are they, raping people or something? And Sabrina Carpenter calls Donald Trump's White House sick monsters, defending them as evil ICE individuals. The White House has said it won't apologize after receiving backlash from pop star Sabrina Carpenter, who slammed the Trump administration. The pop icon Sabrina Carpenter, age 26, called out the White House for using one of her songs in a video she described as part of an effort to push their inhumane agenda. The video posted online on Tuesday by the White House played the singer's song Juno in the background of a video of U.S. ICE agents and customs enforcement making arrests. Sabrina Carpenter called out the unapproved use of her music in a post on X, saying, quote, the video was evil and disgusting. The White House doubled down on its decision to post the video and called out the singer for supporting, quote, illegal murderers. And then here's Donald Trump's backlash. Quote, here's a short and sweet message for Sabrina Carpenter. We won't apologize for deporting dangerous, criminal, illegal murderers, rapists, and pedophiles from our country, the White House spokesman, Abigail Jackson, said on Newsweek. And an ad popped up. Jackson used Carpenter's lyrics from her song Man-Child, in which Carpenter sings, is it stupid or is it slow? Anyone who would defend these sick monsters must be stupid, or is it slow, Jackson added. So now we're getting a Sabrina Carpenter versus Donald Trump and the White House. Stop trying to stay irrelevant.
Stay irrelevant?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to be low-key, so... Donald Trump's announcement on...
Stop trying
to be...
You're trying to stay irrelevant.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense.
I know it doesn't. She meant relevant.
Yes.
She's just got shit for brains. British Christian... Oh, she's talking about Sabrina Carpenter. Or me, I don't know. Yeah, see, I told you. I knew you were right. Yes, because you seemed cool to begin with. Okay, so let me know what this sounds weird to you. Paganism is the top choice for Christians. Does that sound weird to you? Thank you. Oh, thank you for the Nana. Thank you, my friend. Oh, I've never seen that. I like that. So anybody out here who likes anything with religion or whatever, and I'm slow tonight, I don't care. I finally got sleep for a minute. Are you in love with that Trump feller? I'm in love with no one but my big-breasted wife. Who's my moderator? Anyway, paganism is the top choice for Christians in the United Kingdom. So let me explain. According to this, the religious landscape in the United Kingdom has changed, with 83% of those abandoning Christianity now identifying as atheist or agnostic. Yes, that's true. Paganism is the most popular spiritual destination for British Christians who abandoned the faith, outstripping Buddhism, Islam, and Judaism, a study has found. See, I never got into New Age shit because I know astrology is stupid. And the reason I say that is because whatever your sign is, it's a month or two off. They already, look it up. Your star sign is not what you think it is. It hasn't been, it's been off for a month. So I was a Pisces all my life, but apparently I'm an Aquarius now. Hey, that's fun. So I don't believe in that type of shit. But religious faith is fragmenting in the United Kingdom as more than 1 in 10 people who abandon Christianity take up paganism, Wicca, or another form of, quote, spiritualism. Well, yeah, exactly. And after a time, it fucks it up. While Christianity is still gaining new adherents, these arrivals are outnumbered by people quitting Christianity. Figures showed this is leading Christianity to dwindle in Britain overall, casting doubt on recent reports suggesting that a revival may be underway. The report was compiled by the Institute for Impact of Faith and Life. It was based on polling from the Whitestone Insight firm, which surveyed 2,774 people who said they experienced a change in their religious beliefs, either coming to, switching, or abandoning faiths. Of those who said they had left Christianity, 83% went to atheism or paganism. The next largest group, at 11%, said they identified as, quote, only spiritual. Of that group, 47% identified as pagan, 7% as Wiccan, 46% is just spiritual, 3% converted to Buddhism, but only 2% converted, damn right, and converted to Islam. The report said spiritual but not religious identities are now showing noticeable growth. These identities often emerge from disillusionment with doctrine and or moral conflict with institutional religion. What's up, Curious? Thank you for being here, my friend. Paganism is a broad term that is defined by the Pagan Federation as encompassing polytheistic or pantheistic nature worship, religions that are not tied down either by customs of an established religion or by the dogmas of a revealed one. Out of the 2,774 respondents in the survey, 17% said that they had newly become Christian, but 44% said they had left Christianity. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why Islam. A total of 38% said that they had newly become atheist or agnostic, while just 13% said that they were former atheists or agnostics who had now found some kind of faith and spirituality. New Christians were unlikely to have joined any of the major denominations such as Anglican, Catholic, or Pentecostal, with most saying they were, quote, other Christians, which here in the United States we call that, what, non-denominational. Non-denominational Christians. This suggested that many shy away from showing institutional loyalty to any church or doctrine, preferring a personal relationship with Jesus rather than a relationship at church. So I could actually see that with a lot of people. I know. I can see. What's up, California? Oh, shit, $3.50 a gallon? Man, if you get house prices half price, I'll move out there. if I ever had any money, but I am institutionally poverty stricken. No political party has ever helped me financially. Anyway, some people say I left Christianity to create my own values. Yeah, I'm in Indiana. It's like 278. We're getting banged out here because our state sucks dick. Sure does. Some people are saying now, listen to this. The largest part of my own journey. Yeah, California is in trouble. That's Newsom sucks ass. A big part of my own journey was my sexuality, which just wasn't tolerated within Christianity, which led to all manner of difficulties, and I became quite unwell. So what would you do if you're a gay man and you believe in Jesus, but they don't accept you? Like, what is that right there? I mean, I hate to say, like, I'll just ask this question. Should the doctrine of homosexuality in the church be changed to accommodate? No, you're good. Should the doctrine in the church of homosexuality, not the church of homosexuality, the church on homosexuality, be changed in order to encompass more people? Or should it still be pushed that the church changes people's sexuality through self-discipline? Oh, okay. And then we can smoke the joint. Now, hold on just a second.
Huh?
It's got to start somewhere, right?
What?
YouTube.
Oh.
I mean, alone, you know what I mean? Okay, sorry about that. I have to get this thing to, This is hash rosin. You see, this one's better. Anyway, oh my fucking God. Yes. So, this individual said he found it was hard to leave. It found it hard to leave as it would, not just giving up faith, but giving up your way of life and leaving community and family members. However, this man felt that he had to make the move after feeling suicidal in his mid-20s after being bullied for being gay. After he took a psychology degree, he became quite certain he was an atheist and didn't believe in anything. But he was introduced to his partner through paganism and attended a moot, which is a social gathering apparently in paganism. What's up, Muhammad? Of pagans, which is in the county of Chester. It's a non-doctrinal, and it's about meaning making and almost sort of self-generated spirituality that's also, quote, queer embracing, he says. You're not a passive recipient of your faith, but an active co-creator. You create your own values and set of beliefs. Now, of course, you don't want to worship yourself, but that's what I want to ask you. Should Christianity stiffen, giggity, its response on homosexuality, or should it try to incorporate that? Let me know what you think. But there are demons everywhere. Now, Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela plans to outlast Donald Trump, saying that he's ready to fight the United States. Yeah, I heard, what is it? The guy that made the Bible. God damn it, I can't. Why am I fucked up right now? I don't know what it is. I'm kind of over talking on social media. So I come here just to chill and smoke weed and talk to you guys. Because this is better. The King James Bible. King James was a fucking freak. That's what I heard, is that King James was a fucking freak. And that's the guy that made the Bible. So I like the Gospel of St. Thomas. That's always a nice... Now, the Pope is warning the United States to not attempt a military ouster of Nicolas Maduro. Chickens do have lips. Yes, you can be loving sinner, but you can hate the sin. And God was very clear, Leviticus 19. But they also had but here's another thing. They had the temple curtain cut in half when Jesus died, symbolizing a change in doctrine, correct? But then later on in the gospel, then it goes on to basically say, don't be gay again, right? I came across a passage, Revelation 3:9. Let's take a look at that, shall we? Revelation 3:9. Jesus spoke to the church in Philadelphia, promising that those who falsely claim to be Jews will eventually bow down at the feet of the faithful believers to acknowledge that God has loved them. Well, that's basically what it says there. People that are claiming to be Jews when they're not. I'm assuming that would be Zionists, if that's what you're getting at. What's up, Meep? How you doing? So I'm assuming that's what you're getting at, is it's Zionism. Well, that's Revelations 3:9, so should be pretty self-explanatory. The church in Philadelphia, if I recall, was actually located in Turkey or Greece. I can't remember. What's up, JDs? Yeah, I'm generally like, I don't go into too much Christianity unless it's like historic. But I do a lot of archaeology, like the thing that's going on with the Noah's Ark right now. But yeah, I definitely want to know what you guys think. Should the Christian church incorporate homosexuality as not necessarily a sin? How do I put this? If humans say it's in doctrine, is that okay? So I want to say that there's a Bible verse that says, as above, so below. Or is this as below, so above? Like this, our Father in heaven reads who you are, set the world right, do its best, as above, so below. Keep us alive with 3 square meals. Keep us forgiven with you and forgiving others. Thank you, Nana. So, now, the reason I'm getting into this is I want to see how this is. My mother, you got to understand, I'm 43 years old. My mother grew up, she was born in 1961, I think it was. Yeah, 1961. Her friends were mostly gay. So most of the older people that came over was her. Her friend Todd was a gay flight attendant. Her friends were interior designers. One did window designs at Macy's. Joe's gay. Danny's gay. Fucking everybody my mom knows is gay, basically. Spring's gay. Everybody's, yeah. So we hung out mainly with the gay community. I was younger, obviously, but I went to an Andy Warhol museum. What's up, Jason? With me, my mom, and like 4 gay guys, right? So there were people that died of AIDS in that group. Full-blown AIDS. There was no cure. Died within right? So that happened. And you saw the people wasting away. And then you saw the people that were the Christian coalitions that were mocking them. That's the disease God gives you. Like, that's fucked up, first of all, that they were like that. But, like, how do I put this? How much does God care where your dick is? Like, I'm not supposed to cheat on my wife. And she's not supposed to fuck around on me. But we're married. All right? So, like, where is this? And the reason I say this is because everybody believes that HIV came from, either homosexual, whatever. But then a new study just came out archaeologically. I haven't done a video on this on TikTok yet. That states that HIV there was a gene among Vikings what was resistant to HIV, which basically said that somebody was exposed 7,000 to 9,000 years ago. So when I look at this shit and I say, okay, you hate the sin, you love the sinner. I hit it twice, and I sat there and licked it.
Oh.
You giving me shit? Lie? What are you doing? Dawn. Can I say that here, or they will, Dawn? Anyway, sorry about that. So the reason I say that is, like, at what point, like, let's say you're, like, in college and you suck a pee-pee. Okay? Are you going to hell from that? If you, 10, 20 years later, you're like, oh, sorry. And then you, or go down that rabbit hole, dude. Or is it one of those things where it's like, that, like I don't know, are some sins worse than others? You know what I mean? Because some say like bashing the Holy Spirit or blaspheming the Holy Spirit's the only unforgivable sin, right? Isn't that what we're led to believe? So if blasphemy against the Holy Spirit is arguably the only variable sin, right? Then you repent and change your ways, and then it doesn't matter, right? Isn't that what it is? Not that it doesn't matter, but that you're not like, hey, I cheated on my wife 46 times. Yep. I can't wait to do it again. Like, that's a sin that's not going to be forgiven, right? Or do we not even know? Is it just human belief that we're adding? And if you said fuck once, you're going to hell. Like, how narrow is the path is basically what I'm saying. I'm full of crap. For what? Asking a question? Suck a dick, asshole. I'm asking a question. I'm not saying anything. Fuck yourself. So, like, what is it? You know what I mean? You're full of shit. No, what a fucking bitch. Now, I'm not saying anything's like that. I'm just asking a question. Am I not allowed to ask a fucking question? Is that what it is? I should be allowed to ask a question. If I die and God's like, oh, by the way, remember all that weed you smoked? Yeah? Hey, that's hell dust. And every time you smoked a joint, you're going to hell. And I'm like, well, that wasn't in the Bible. They're like, yeah, that guy sucks. They didn't write it right. Get rid of New York. No. New York is wonderful. It's always a good place. Dr. Fauci moment. Anyway, deceitful foreign investors turned a once proud American city into a complete eyesore. So this is coming out now that the city of Baltimore has been ruined by foreign property investors. A once proud American city has been turned into an eyesore with boarded up homes after an Argentinian misled foreign investors with promises of easy money. Fernando Plastino convinced investors from his homeland to buy property in Baltimore. He promised that he would manage the properties, collect rent, and pass it on to them for free. However, the investors said they eventually stopped receiving payments and realized that they had been misled. And the latest example of an ongoing saga of foreign investors encouraging problems when buying real estate in the city, which is now full of empty and dilapidated shitty homes. The homes purchased by Plastino's company are in such bad shape, the city had to take action and force them to at least do some minor repairs. Baltimore Department of Housing and Community Development spokesman Tammy Hawley said the agency is aware of Mr. Plastino and his various shell companies. Former Plastino clients claimed that their properties were allegedly in such poor conditions that renting them out was impossible. Legal action had been taken against the alleged shady businessman, with attorney Brett M. Dick representing several outrage upside-down investors. In one case, a client stopped receiving profits, and Plastino allegedly told them the West Baltimore Edmondson Avenue property no longer had a tenant, blah, blah, blah. City of Baltimore destroyed. Mamdani's kids. Does he have kids? How many wives does he have overseas? You know what I'm saying? I don't trust that guy. I don't like socialism or communism, though, because I think it's a fucking waste of time. It's not a very evolved government. Neither is conservatism or capitalism, but at least for God's sakes, it sometimes works. Socialism and communism seem to go the exact same route, which is in the dick stick toilet. It is. I have the vapes too, right? And then I also have the old baller bucket of concentrate. Oh, that's always fun right there. But my wife likes joints, so she makes me roll them, and I'm not a beta cuck either. Am I?
So you were.
I know. Well, I'm telling them.
Oh.
Reddit, let's see. So the news is very, what do you want to call that? Very weird. No Sleep is a community. What is this? I want is the most screwed up story you can think of. I don't want to hear military stories because those are, hold on a second. There we go. That's what it was. Hold on a second. I have something to do. I haven't done this in a very long time, so I'm going to do this. Okay. So I'm going to speed run the news real quick, and then I'm going to do something I've only done once or twice in my life. What's up, Arkansas? And that's go over the old Reddit confessions again. If you remember those, honey. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. 235 million Americans are in for a polar vortex. Yes, it is, my friend. That is weed. Winter weather warnings have been issued in 30 states for bone-chilling temperatures, making it feel between 10 and 30 degrees below zero. The heaviest snow of this is to arrive Monday, which I got, what did we get, like 4 inches? If that, maybe 3 inches of snow. And the heaviest was in Ohio, East Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and most of New England. Large stretches such as Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, where I'm at, Michigan. These could see temperatures drop to single digits by Tuesday. It's already that fucking cold, isn't it? Basically. It's cold right now, they're saying.
Yeah.
They say in hours, so within 3 hours it'll be that fucking cold. The frigid forecast is expected to last all week throughout the United States, from Canada and Greenland, as air plunges south of a weakening in the Earth's polar vortex. Oh, no, you're good, my friend. Whatever's clever. The polar vortex is like a giant spinning whirlpool of cold air in the atmosphere, blah, blah, blah. However, strong storms and high-pressure systems in the lower atmosphere have sent ripples of warmer air upward that knocked the vortex off balance, allowing for icy Arctic air to dip further south. Man, there's a lot of concentrate in that. The cold blast of air will be felt from central Tennessee all the way up to Canada, and the most cold weather will be seen from Indiana to Iowa. How many years have I been trying to get us out of this shithole? And you have us living in the coldest spot next to hell?
I have us living here. My dad moved.
Well, we got to get out of here. Well, I always thought, hey, let me ask you guys a question. What's up on colleges? So let me ask you guys a question. Everybody always thinks hell is hot, right? To me, hell would be cold. That would be the coldest place on earth would be hell. Because I don't like cold. It makes me sick. Lab-grown chocolate being introduced into the United States. There's the ring. Look, there's archaeologists discovering a ring around Stonehenge, the ones I just showed on my other video, because I'm awesome like that. And I've got a big penis. So you say. I can see the ring from an aerial photograph. What the fuck? Sorry, yeah, it's getting, Nana, I'm telling you, man, it is cold. Blah. Blah. Experts warn that your Christmas tree may be crawling with beetles, flies, mites, moths, and spiders. Well, that's all part of the experience, isn't it? And a powerful 6.0 earthquake rocked Anchorage, Alaska, or near that. And why did Roman cats... Oh, there's a lot of Roman cats. Poor little meows. I wasn't even reading the London Daily Mail. Oops, I was reading the science part of it. Jennifer Lopez takes to the stage in a G-string because no one's buying any of her music because you can just steal it now. And Cindy Crawford's, there is no fucking news today. Jesus Christ. This is like, I mean, there is nothing. President calls affordability a con job. Mom and pop businesses are, where do I order some weed? I'm not sure. Brad Turp 22. Who's that?
It's not Brad 22. Brad asked what the temperature was in Indiana.
Oh.
And I was saying Brad.
Oh.
22 currently.
So, couple of things that kind of bother me. Mom and pop businesses are going bankrupt at a record pace as debt piles up and creditors are closing on them. And the president calls affordability among the middle class and poor a con job made up by Democrats. White Snow and Mr. Icicle, Mr. 10 Below. That's classy, actually. San Francisco's social media star is the mayor. Costco sues Trump. Couple watched each other being tortured to death, had $530 million in crypto. Billionaires are now talking about God as they're taking magic mushrooms for the first time. Well, I'm glad they finally figured it out. And Tennessee special election. Oh, the top wealthy 1% of America reaches in. Listen to this, everybody. Hey, there you go, rich people. The wealthiest top 1% have a record wealth now of $52 trillion. $52 trillion. The top 10% of Americans' wealth earning added $5 trillion to their wealth in the second quarter alone. Holy fucking shit. As the stock market rally continued to benefit the richest investors in the United States, according to Federal Reserve data. All wealth groups saw some gain over the past year, but the bottom half grew 6% in the last year, and the growth of the fastest is at the very top. $52 trillion. So the richest 10% are growing the fastest in recorded history. The top 10%, or those worth more than $2 million, reached a record $113 trillion total. You're playing weed's power to your audience. That is nice, though. According to the Fed, the increase follows 3 years of continued growth for the top 10%. The top 1% grew by the largest. The top 1%. So listen to this. The top 1%, their wealth has increased $4 trillion in the past quarter. Yippee. And the top 0.1% saw their wealth grow the highest, doubling their $23 trillion. The bottom 90% of America, however, holds 67% of all debt and are struggling nearly more than ever in human history, American history. The biggest driver of wealth gains in America is the stock market. I'm very stoned. Thank you, Dana. The biggest driver of wealth has been the stock market. The value of the corporate equities and mutual funds at the top 10% rose to $39 trillion, or from $39 trillion to $44 trillion over the past year. The top 10% of Americans hold 87% of all equities and mutual funds. The population of the ultra wealthy is also growing rapidly, with the number of ultra high net worth Americans, or those worth 30 million or more, growing 6.5% in the first half of 2025, surging 21% last year. There are now 208,000 ultra high net people in America, accounting for 41% of all of the world's money. Thank you, Nana. Yeah, it's not that's the thing. Republicans and Democrats all suck dick. I'm a little perturbed at the way Donald Trump lately believes that the United States is gaining simply because 1,000 people are making money. And I like gains in America. I just think that Trump has allowed the super wealthy to have enough. Yes, exactly, Nana. I think that Donald Trump spent the first year, almost year, of his presidency just making the rich richer and helping those that donated and were loyal to him. But that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're done here. That's not what we need to do. What we need to do is we need to help the poor and the middle class also. You see, sorry about the green. It's very strong. The big problem with what Donald Trump is doing is not even Donald Trump himself. The big problem with what Donald Trump is doing is they've indoctrinated a Scott Bessent financial policy. And Scott Bessent does not care about the poor or the middle class. Scott Bessent says that the rich gaining is the poor gaining because they'll produce jobs and a higher wealth. But the problem is with that is all the jobs and factories and any place you can work are overseas, and small business are going out of business. Exactly, Nana. So when I see this, and I see that the poor and middle class are making nothing, the rich are making everything, but the rich aren't producing. The rich are only making money in the goddamn stock market. So the rich are not making money through producing or making or gaining or building. They're making money from speculation on investments. So what are we going to do? Another 20 years of fucking nothing but selling debt to China? 1 out of every 4 of your dollars goes to pay for interest rates at the Federal Reserve right now. And it's only going to get worse. So we're not even seeing like back in the day with Herbert Hoover with a chicken in every pot. We're not seeing like the social safety network building of FDR or the road and infrastructure building of Eisenhower. We're seeing if the rich are rich and it looks good on a balance sheet, then we're gaining. It's like, well, sir, the roads have holes in them. The bridges are collapsing. The electric system and the water system's failing. We don't have high-speed rail like China. Our cities look like diapers, poop in them. Nope, as long as the balance sheets are higher, then we're winning. Because as long as we can show China that we have more money than they have, then our dick is better. And then, exactly, Nana, everything in America is still double. Even though gas prices are slowly starting to come down, diesel prices aren't coming down. You know what I'm saying? What's up, America? How you doing? So diesel prices aren't coming down. So as long as diesel prices are high, products will be high. As long as you have price gouging, as long as you have investors making billions of dollars and nothing actually being produced in America, then nothing has changed from Joe Biden being in charge. The only thing that's changed is that the wealthy get more, while our prices just stagnate. They don't keep going up. And so I was talking about this for a long time. I've told my wife 100 times. What'll happen is you'll have prices, let's just on average. Gas is $1 a gallon. Then there'll be some big catastrophe. Gas will go up to $4 a gallon. Then gas will go to $2.75 a gallon after the catastrophe's over. But now the price never goes below $2.75. And so initially it was $1. You were fine paying that. Then it went up to $4 and you said, oh my God, the world is falling apart. I have not. And then it drops to $2.75 and you say, whew, at least it's not $4 a gallon. And then you keep paying $2.75 forever. And then there's another catastrophe and it goes up to $6 a gallon. Several years later, and everybody freaks out like their fucking crotch is on fire. And then the price goes down to $4 a gallon. Woo! At least we're not paying $6. Then there's another catastrophe 5 or 6 years later. Now it's $10 a gallon. Oh my God, I'm going to be eating shoe leather because I don't have any food. Then gas drops to $7 a gallon. And do you bitch that it used to be $1? No. You say at least it wasn't $10 a gallon. And they just keep doing it over and over and over and over. Deflation never occurs. And if you say we need deflation, the economists tell you, oh, deflation, that'll destroy, that'll put you in depression. You can't have deflation, and deflation is a death sentence for America. All of it's gone up. And deflation is not the death sentence of America. Deflation is exactly what we want. We want purposeful. Hello, everyone. Can someone please help me? What's happening? We purposely need prices to be forced down, even if it tanks the market. Because you look at the stock market and you say the stock market is up to a record level. All the richest are getting rich. It doesn't matter if the stock market goes to 9 million. 95% of the stock market is wealthy people. So it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter. This guy ending MAGA live streaming, barking. Still for Democrats? Yeah, Democrats suck. Republicans, the biggest issue is the lie that one party or the other can change it. Democrats, I don't know why people worship the Democrats. They've proven themselves to be inept in almost everything they do. Not just ineptness, but how do I want to put this? It's almost detrimental to what the country, and just building anything. Give it all away, but not to Americans. Fuck us. Yeah. But Republicans are like, well, as long as the rich are happy. So where does that leave 85% of America? Nothing. Just a set of arbitrary laws that we have to follow in the matrix that'll fucking end up getting you arrested one day. 3 items. Jesus, $23. And you see... They're trying to change the economic system to where the middle class does not mean anything. Right now, out of all spending, 41% of all spending in America comes from the top 10% only. You have to understand, before our government, before our economy will ever help the poor and the middle class, they will ruin every single thing first so that all the billionaires have all the money and you couldn't find 2 pennies on the ground. Absolutely. A victory for our system of economics I love Candace. In the United States, what's up, Jules? A victory in our current form in our economics in the United States is the top 1,000 people have 100% of everything, and you're basically cannibalizing each other for food. That's considered a victory among the very wealthy here in the United States. Yeah, and that's like, I don't know. Nobody needs $1 trillion. Nobody needs $500 billion. That's fucking ludicrous nonsense. And people say, well, what do you think is rich? $1 billion plus could qualify. So I already did the calculations on this. In order to end poverty in the United States among the top 1,000 wage earners, they would have to pay in taxes approximately 3.67% more. 3.67%. So the richest people that are worth $113 trillion in America, all they have to pay is less than 4% more, and all poverty in America ends totally. Totally. Now, that's a one-time end. If you want to sustain it, those same people have to pay a 20% wealth tax. So, that's the figures that you're looking at. So you can end poverty. When I mean end poverty, you can get everybody food, clothing, a house, and every necessity they need, but it won't sustain. They'll have to actually work. So you could buy them a home. They would own it outright. But they couldn't maintain the maintenance or any of this other shit. Yeah, that's like Zimbabwe. And there's no way that'll ever fly. Because the richest people, they're not there. Like, it's a contest to them. Being the richest person, gaining the most, being that guy, it's a contest. So they would watch you starve to death. They would mock your children dying of starvation and disease. That's correct, Michael. But the ultra wealthy 1,000 people in America would watch your children die in order to be the victor of the contest. Just to say, I'm me. Well, sir, 10,000 children died. Yeah, but me. Yeah, now they need 30. It's always more. But if you say we need to stop the rich from having so much, it's not even obscene, it's deadly, then all of a sudden you're called a socialist. You see, that's why I don't fit in. Because, like I said, I'm fiscally conservative. But when I say the rich have too much money, and I like, you don't have to be a Democrat or a Republican to see this. You can be a total neocon and see this, that the rich have too much fucking money. You can see this. You don't have to be stupid. But then if you say, well, maybe the rich should pay 4% more in taxes. Well, you're just a socialist. You're just a socialist. You want the rich to pay 4%? You fucking communist. You should go die. I'm going to shoot you to death. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, dude, it's 4% of 1,000 people with $100 trillion. You can't swing that? Well, no, that's a socialist. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? It's like, if you're that much of a miser, that, like, maybe you should go fuck yourself. Maybe we need to fucking take it by force. Fuck you. Why am I not on TikTok? I would be on the other account. TikTok has been a bit of a pill lately, and I'm angry at them. So, like, tomorrow I'll go on my second account and bring people over here. But I'm not into TikTok. I'll do the news there, but I'm going on YouTube because I simply like YouTube more. I just like YouTube more. TikTok is full of deranged fucking dumbasses, and everybody's got a political agenda, you see? And I have a political agenda too, and it's a mix of fiscal conservatism with social libertarianism. But nobody understands me in the world because everybody's divided one way or the other because they have shit for brains. watching this, thought it was a lot different than what it is. I know. Well, I was ramping up. YouTube's got a different. Hell yeah, my friend. Too bad you couldn't. I know. I'm trying to. Every time I make a video on TikTok saying to come here, they fucking they like drop it. They won't show it. TikTok is diabolical. I ask. No, that's New York. I ask everybody to come to YouTube. Fuck TikTok. Like, you cannot imagine the horrifying app over there. I don't care if I had 1 million followers. I have 316,000, almost 317,000 followers on TikTok. I'm trying to just bring all of them here. Every day I go over to TikTok, come over to YouTube every fucking day. And I do that for a purpose and a reason, because fuck TikTok, right up their ass. Fuck them. What's up, man? How you doing, Jens? So I'm not allowed to be in the conservative camp. So I get death threats from conservatives. But now I can't be in the liberal camp because I get death threats from liberals. So if I say that we need to tax the top 1,000 wage earners 4 or 5% more, the conservatives say I need to die. Which that's real fucked up for them, because the conservatives have been more violent to me lately than liberals have been in the last 5 years. But then, what's up, Rhode Island? But then when I say, well, hold on a second, I don't like what liberals are doing either. You're just a fascist. It's like, no, everybody has their shit, has shit for brains. Like, it's not even just tribal. It's psychotic. There's some mental illness here going on. I don't know if it's obsessive compulsive. So, like, I'll read my government tomorrow so my wife won't be upset with it. Because it's a 50-point government. But, like, when I tell, like, socialists, or when I'm not socialists, liberals, and I say, can we please just not have, like, 9-month abortion possibly later on? I know you're talking about it. Can we please, like, secure the border? And can we please, not say everybody that's white is a racist? You're just a fascist! I'm like, no, I just think you're kind of out of your fucking mind on that. But then when I tell conservatives, can we please tax the rich at 5% to end poverty? You're just a communist! I'm like, okay, so let me get this straight. Because of my politics, I'm now a communist and a fascist. So, like, are you okay? Like, no, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be two things. I don't understand why people can't understand that. Like, I can understand that the rich have too much money and need to give more to the poor. And I can also understand that liberals are a little too far on the woke shit. It's not difficult. But people have a mental illness. Oh yeah, it's either one or the other. Pick or you die. It's like, no. Like, why? Who the fuck are you to make me pick when I don't want to? Right? Well, you have to. It's like, well, no, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do a goddamn motherfuck. I can sit there with my dick out in the breeze and just enjoy it and watch everybody kill each other. And then after all the fuckers are discredited, I'll start a third party and walk in and just win and be like, fuck you all. That's really what it is. You sit there in your Adirondack chair with your white suit, right? It's Christmas, so your peppermint striped tie. And you smoke a blunt and you watch these fucking retards fight each other until they both are discredited as corrupt dumbasses. And then you say, third party? And everybody's like, yes! What kind is it? Well, it's anything other than that. Oh, I'll join it. And you just waltz in and fucking wave your dick around like you own the place. And then you take over the Democrats and Republicans. You tell them they suck. And then you just make your own party. And then you win and you hold leverage over Democrats and Republicans. And you force them to do your will and bidding. Otherwise, you'll fuck up their shit. So you gain like 30% in the government. And you say, if you don't do what I want, I'll make you lose. Fuck you. How's that sound? So if you don't decriminalize weed, whatever you're doing is failing. If you don't lower taxes, Whatever you do is gonna fail. I will purposely fuck your whole shit up. Now you'll be forced. Now you can't leave. Now you'll be forced to politically deal with me and my fucking people, and you'll have to make a decision. Yeah, but the two parties are bullshit. And it's like, well, a two-party system is great. It's like, no, it's terrible. It's a fucking horseshit system. So, the two parties right now are too powerful, yes. But the good thing with America, or at least this is what we're told, yeah, it's because we allow it, exactly. But what we're told in America is one person has a voice that can change the world, yada, yada, fucking yakety schmackety. So that being the case, well, let's just destroy these people. What's up, America? How you doing? Let's just destroy these fuck faces. Like, let's just say, okay, well, you have a lot of money, you threaten people, blah, blah, blah. How about you take all that and shove it up your asshole? How's that sound? That's the way. Because if you cannot be bought, you cannot be corrupt. If you cannot be influenced, you cannot be changed, right? At least not for what. So if somebody comes up that's a lobbyist and says, oh, well, you know, I know you smoke weed every day, but I want you to vote against it, and I'll give you a nice house in Natick. And if your response is, fuck yourself, if you ever come back, I'll beat the shit out of you, then you cannot be influenced. You see how that works? But everybody else, and then if you don't play ball, they'll try to kill you. But if you're always carrying and you know how to kill them back, you just have to be ungovernable to the political parties. You have to be able to overstretch them individually, even as a group, which is difficult to do. There's very few people that have that power for one person to take on maybe 10,000 men and still have a victory. But it is done, and it has been done. And that's what the odds are that we're at right now. Because if you look at everything that needs to be changed in America, you have, I won't go into my government, but you have term limits that you need lobbying. You got to fix schools to have veterans guard them so they won't, no kids will get shot. You need to adhere to the Constitution, stop over-policing in private prisons, lower prices on every single thing throughout the United States, make better energy sources, increase and evolve the infrastructure, make high-speed rail, stop certain types of bullshit that's nothing but Ponzi schemes, end neo-feudalism, roll back wokeness while still advancing social justice, only don't do it from a lens of fucking race, etc., etc., and it goes on, and you can sit here for 10 fucking hours and name every stupid problem in the United States that needs to be fixed, and there is no one way to fix it. It's a whole fucking system. Won't work with every country, with a country this large. China's trying it. And if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us. We can be better than that. There is no we can't. We're better than that. We can do anything. We can make a fucking footbridge to the moon if we wanted to. Right? This is America. But what is... Okay, so Donald Trump made up quitting weed and I'm done with politics. Well, I'm glad my fuck up made you think that. But like Donald Trump had a good point. It's make America great. Okay, well, what is making America great to you? You don't have to be a MAGA to make America great. What is make America great to you? And I specifically, and I already know conservatives. I know exactly what you would say. I want to hear from liberals. What do you think would make America great? That's, you know what I'm saying? Going to rehab. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, bring back small business. We only left YouTube because they savaged everyone. That's correct. But now people are coming back to YouTube because TikTok is way worse than fucking YouTube ever could be under Susan Wojcicki. Thank you, my friend. I'm telling you, I lived through the purges of Susan Wojcicki. I had a channel that was purged by Neil Mohan. back in the day. For over commercialization, even though everything here is fucking commercialized, which is either way. The United States, it's getting rid of Republicans doesn't fix the problem. You see what I'm saying? You can't just do that. You have to be real on this. You're always going to have that. So out of liberals, don't just say get rid of Trump. Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm talking policy. Like be more specific, I guess I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Rosie O'Donnell and Ellen. Hey, they are coming back to America, although I do not. We are supposed to own TikTok. Yeah, I know. So yeah, as liberals, anybody? I'm not a liberal. I'm just there, but steam trains were 1800s. No, I said high speed. Yeah, high speed rail is the way it is. But that is true. They were steam trains. But if anybody in here is a liberal, what would you do to make America great? And be real. Be real. You know what I'm saying? Be real on that. Like not just tell me what you would do. Anybody at all? I'm not singling you out for your politics. I don't give a fuck. I'm too high to give a fuck right now. Oh, I know I play a good game, but you can dream. Well, there's got to be something, right? Like even things like lower tariffs or end ICE raids or 26-month abortion, something, something's got to give. Why do people use scissors to hold the joint? That's just because it's easier. Lead foreign policy, that's good. I don't think there's any liberals. We could actually count everybody's single vote, so we don't need a represented government. Yeah, I can see that. UBI is inevitable. I actually think that's probably true. I think probably that is true. Okay, hold on a second. I want to read, because news is pissing me off right now. And does anybody want... I used to do something on YouTube a long time ago where I would read people's confessions. Can I do that for 20 minutes? And then I'll go get off here and shave. Bring back Green Goddess. Oh, dude. I love the melting pot, if you've ever been there. Yeah, Electoral College sucks dick. So, I usually try to read NSFW confessions. These are mature content. I try not to get too sexual with this. Okay, so basically everything is sexual. Okay. Wedding confession. God damn it with people. A while back, I went to a friend's wedding and did not bring a date. Typical open bar, so lots of drinking and dancing. A few friends went outside for a cigar, and I heard some faint arguing from the parking lot, followed by a woman crying. Went to the parking lot to see what the fuck was going on, and the bride's cousin was in the parking lot crying and arguing with her husband. It was dark, and I was behind a truck, so they didn't see me walking up. Before I approached, I heard him tell her she's too fat to wear that dress. She's a fucking embarrassment. Jesus Christ. Hold on. And he's leaving, and she can figure out her own way home. She's certainly a thick woman, but I do not classify her as fat. He sped off like a douchebag, and I asked if she was okay. Fast forward, I told her to come back inside and have fun. We would make sure he got home safe. After some more dancing and drinks, she whispered to me, "I want to fuck you right now." Which is, she's married. You can't do that. Usually I don't fuck a married woman, but fuck that guy. The kitchen staff had already left, so we went to the basement, found a quiet spot in the kitchen prep area. She pulled my dick out, blew him. She then asked if she was too fat to fuck. I lifted up her skirt and ate her from behind a wall. She then sat me in a chair and rode me until we both, I don't know what you can say here. It was the hottest we had ever had in some time. She was perfect, big. Okay, I want to talk about it, but I don't want too much sex shit in it. Like there's slutty confessions, incest confessions. I'm on Reddit right now. Pick your poison. Yeah, people are okay. I had an accident in my car, and it's not the kind you'd expect. So let's read this particular Reddit post from 16 hours ago. Sorry about that. I had to get this off my chest. It's so bad, but equally hilarious in hindsight. I was driving to work early morning, and I was just getting light. It was the summer season now, and it was a nice summer. I was in a nice summer dress. Anticipating the summer weather we would have later had that afternoon. The roads were quiet. I had a good sleep. I felt positive for the day ahead. This all changed. All of a sudden, I had a horrendous rumble in my stomach. Me thinking that I was just going to fart, I decided to just risk it and thought, why not? I tried to squeeze a fart out. It was not a fart. It was worse. I had to divert to my parents' house, as it was the point closer than my own home, completely shower and had no clothes. I had to wear my dad's boxers and joggers and a jumper. So they must be from Europe. And then had to call in sick to work because the driver's seat of my car was covered in shit. I spent the better part of the day trying to clean and scrub and disinfect the driver's side of my car to take it to have the upholstery professionally cleaned. The only upside of this is it would be that I now kitted out to clean the car I desired because the amount of product I now own is unbelievable. The shame of this incident will live with me for the rest of my life, and I will keep this car until it breaks, as I cannot bear the thought of someone else sitting in the driver's seat. This they named the shitsuation. So let's continue. I no longer think it's cool for a man to be sexually assaulted by a woman. That's not really a story. What the fuck? Everything is sexual. I purposely did not make an heirloom recipe, but pretended I did. I robbed an obnoxious couple at a concert for revenge. There we go. My friend and I, both a woman, 5'5", went to a concert recently at a venue holding about 600 people. We got there early enough to be a good distance from the stage, and we were standing and chatting with all the people around us. Seemed like we were going to have a good crowd, and I was excited. What I didn't expect was the couple in front of us was absolutely trashed. The couple were both drinking and getting high, even though security told them to stop lighting up. They even had their underage daughter with them. This was not a concert for children. I have not, but that'd be funny. Already, I saw he was fucking somebody's ex-wife. I can't remember who it was. Some rich person. Anyway, it says the opener comes on and a couple in front of us start dancing back into my friend, and we were pushing them forward the best we can. This went on for most of the opener, but these two people could feel nothing. They were so fucked up. The guy was wearing a backpack with a cheap sharp metal zipper, and that was rubbing my arm, and it hurt. Used to be a pool boy. Something else got security to come talk to them because just egregious pushing for no reason, which is nothing. At this point, I'm upset. Nothing is getting through these people. The venue is so full, and it's hard to move to a different spot. The headliner comes on, and they start backing into us again. I'm so pissed off. I opened the guy's backpack and started pulling stuff out, throwing it to the floor because I was tired of them. I pulled out a water bottle, charger, battery pack, and coin purse, took the charm thing off the bag, eventually tried to light up another joint, and that's what made them get kicked out before I almost emptied the bag. That wasn't really stealing. That was just some bitch rifling through their shit. Am I right? I'm an off-the-books landlord. Is this the best things should be? God. I don't speak Spanish. Oh, I worked in a residential home for children and shoplifted their Halloween costumes. Oh, no. I lied. I'm an independent. I like guns and helping people. Yeah, me too. Who doesn't like that? Over 10 years ago, I worked in a residential home for foster children. These are Reddit confession stories, by the way. We had costumes from donations, but the kids knew what they wanted to dress up as. It was 6 children. I asked all of them what they wanted for Halloween, took notes, and shoplifted all over town outside of work hours. They were the happiest kids wearing their costumes. They actually wanted to go to school and then trick or treat. What a time. So what do you think of that story? So a home for children worker shoplifted 6 costumes and gave them to kids that were poor. So that's actually kind of fun right there. Me as well. We are a republic. So I'm 29 years old and have absolutely zero savings. Gee, what a surprise. For context, I don't do drugs or drink. I drink socially every now and again, but I've always been really bad about saving money, and it's embarrassing. But life always gets to me. My monthly expenses for basics are close to $2K, and what I was making at my job was $3K. And I was just laid off. I do buy some things for myself sometimes, but I also mostly always make sure my bills are paid first, so it's not like I'm just neglectful. Sometimes I'll hear other people talk about saving in their future, and I feel so embarrassed and unprepared. If I had a job that made a lot more, it would be easier, but it's so hard with making very little. And then here's another person. I'm 36, almost 37. My husband, 48. We live a modest life. We have no savings either. I flashed an Amazon worker once and can't get it out of my head. Oh, okay. That's just some girl that showed her tits to an Amazon worker. I was having a bad day and called the girl at the drive-thru a bitch. This was a while ago, but it always stuck with me because I'm not even that kind of person. The girl who took my order at the fast food restaurant gave me a little attitude, so I said fucking bitch way too loudly as I pulled towards the payment window. I've done that. I didn't realize the staff heard me through the speaker until I got to the window, and there were 2 guys at the drive-thru smirking and staring at me like I was crazy. If you work fast food, you call someone a bitch and then try to have been me, and I do apologize. Bottle of perfume, and I found a designer bottle of perfume, and I'm... Hi, Emily. Here's a funny story. What's up, America? So right now we're just reading Reddits. I robbed a pub for an entire year and somehow walked away as everyone's favorite bartender. Spelled with a U, so it's got to be somewhere in the Commonwealth. It was the year 2003. I had just left school, 18 heading for 19, and I got to go overseas to the UK, specifically London, for a couple of years. Ended up in a pub, proper local, very old school place at the time. First real job, thank you, my friends. First real job, knew nothing about pubs, but they made me bar manager after a couple months because I was big and can do cellar work and stock easy, I guess. Still on minimum wage, of course. Got really good at the job quick. Best bartender they had. Everyone loved me. Then I started taking cash. When someone paid exact money, I'd just pocket it and not ring it in. Did the stock reports myself. So I fiddled the numbers and hide what I took. Same with the beer. We'd finish at 2 or 3 a.m. Me and a couple of close colleagues would stay back and drink loads of beer, extra cold Guinness to be clear, Then I'd knock it off the stock sheet so it's balanced. To be honest, we sold so much beer, I don't think changing the numbers on my report really mattered. Wasn't broke, wasn't struggling, just immature on shit money who thought he was clever. Spent it on cigarettes, booze, and taxis home when I finished late and there was no bus. Only small amounts, really, probably 10 to 30 euros. Only when I needed some financial support. Stayed a full year. When I left, the GM begged me to stay, offered me a proper promotion and free accommodations and everything. So, I believe them used to do the same thing. That's funny. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it all. I've fought for so long and I can't hold on much longer. These are anonymous confessions on Reddit, by the way. I'm planning on taking my own life. Not me. This is just what this person said 8 hours ago. Jesus Christ. I'm not sure, or one day, I'm sorry. I'm not sure when, but I know it's going to happen. I'm terminally ill and I've been diagnosed with treatment-resistant depression. I have around a decade left to be on this earth. I live only 2 such decades. And now I'm young. I know I'm young, but the thought of living another 10 months with the physical pain and mental torture sounds like hell. I won't make it 10 years. I'm recovering heroin and fentanyl addict. I'm 9 months clean this month. And I know from the pain my body is slowly dying and will one day make me relapse. I can't be an addict again. My fiance has fought so hard for me to get clean. I can't let him down. The reason behind my drugs use is depression. I have mentioned earlier. I was born broken, became this way. A short rundown on my mental state comes from I was sexually abused every year from age 4 to now by strangers, family members, and snake-ass partners who just wanted to use my body. When I was 9 and 11, my old best friend was shot in a drive-by and bled out in my arms. When I was 12, I was sexually assaulted and had a child who the woman never let me see until her friend somehow, for some reason, convinced her to let me. And then she killed him. She was an addict. Was on so much coke, she decided to kill him. I had to identify the body of my 4-year-old son when I was 16 after seeing him with his head bashed open from a golf club. Is this real?
Seems a little.
This is like every fucking thing. At the same time, maybe that's the reason. Like, do I dare go on? Like, bashed in the head from a golf club, fucking broke me. In total, I've lost 37 people to natural death, murder, and self-harm. I'll just say that. I don't know the rules here. The self-harm hurts the worst. I can count how many times I walked in on someone I cared about, seen them bleeding. I have survivor's guilt. PTSD doesn't cover it. Heard voices of the person. I became most recently, earlier in my head, I cried for the first time when I'm not numb, or in weeks. I'm so depressed and numb, underwhelmed and understimulated. I can't keep not feeling, only to feel pain when I'm not numb. I want to down a bottle of pills and fall asleep one last time on my fiance's chest. Realistically, I could never do that to him, but I've thought that way. I'm moving states 1,000 miles away. My mental health records won't follow me. If I can play normal long enough to be evaluated to say I'm fine, I can buy a firearm. Thus, oh, dude, I am planning on doing it before it gets to the point where I'm just waiting to die. You can only TP reach out if you want. I don't know if I'll even be on this account again. I just needed to admit I'm on medication and I'm on therapy. It'll make a while longer, but I'm going to give up. I can't take living anymore. Jesus fucking Christ. I bought lube at Walmart and I was really nervous. No? In the health and wellness area, they sell condoms, lube, and small section of sex toys, pregnancy tests, and other stuff. The thing is, they have it locked up and you have to ask employees for assistance to get what you want. I wanted lube. I masturbate frequently and never liked using just my hand. Every time I bought lube, I always got it online. This time I ran out and I couldn't buy it online. Always heard retail stores like Walmart, Target sold it as much as I wanted it. At the same time, I was thinking that I don't want to ask for assistance for this personal item. But then at the same time, I told myself that if you want, then that's what you have to go through to get it. They only see you purchase nothing after that. I went ahead to Walmart, asked an employee, and she opened up. I pointed to what I needed. She grabbed it, and we went to the checkout. No judgment or awkward inconvenience. When I got to my car, I told myself, you see, that's all it is. With it brings such a simple interaction and nothing out of the ordinary. It's extremely likely they won't even remember you, and plus they don't know your life. Isn't that with everything? I, 31 female, have been on a crack binge for the last 5 days. I started my crack binge Monday. This was 4 days ago. And have smoked literally every day and night. I drain my money and don't help or have help that I can get for free. I can't seem to put it down. I keep telling myself I can stop before it gets too bad, yet it hasn't stopped. This is very scary. What's up, America? Left in-laws doors unlocked while pet sitting. I'm the top 0.5% of performers at my company, and I smoke weed every day. That's why you're the top 5%, 0.5%. I don't know how common this is, but it's a secret that I'm careful about. At work, I seem innocent and cheerful. I work really hard and get along with everyone in my job, translating to a lot of success. From my appearance, I look like a normal person, nerdy, fashionable, keep up with the trends. I also smoke weed every day and have been after work for the last 3 years, and not a single person in my wife knows or has any clue. And no, my role does not require me to get drug tested, and I do not operate heavy machinery. But I am constantly at the top 0.5% of performers at my company. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, you'll hate this one.
Okay.
I fold the used bath towels and put them back in the closet as if they're clean. Nobody in my family bothers to hang up their towels to dry. They just drop them wherever so they don't dry well. And then they go grab a new one next time they want to shower. It drives me insane. We're 5 people. If everyone used a new towel every time, it would be 25 towels a week. It infuriates me to have to wash so many towels. The way I grew up was to use a towel, hang it to dry properly for 4 or 5 times.
Oh.
And then it's time to grab another like you are clean. What the fuck? Yes, someone shit in their car. Yes. Dude, okay, so look, I gotta use a new towel every time. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. That's fucking terrible. And then one more, and I gotta get the fuck out of here. I work at a big tech startup and haven't checked my inbox for months. I gave an elderly foreign person the wrong directions on purpose. Who the fuck are these people? Today I was walking in my area and a clearly elderly foreign person with a phone in their hand probably didn't know how to use it, stopped me to ask where the train station is. I've lived there my whole life. I have no idea where the trains they were talking about was. But they didn't know that I didn't know. So I made sure that they were listening, or that they were listening, and started listing random directions to go and times to follow those directions, like straight for 5 minutes, right, left, etc. I think I probably said about 10 to 15 directions from where I was, adding random times to continue their directions, and wherever they are now definitely wasn't what they're meant to be going. I don't feel bad, but I don't feel great either. It was pretty funny watching them to listen to a bunch of random directions. What's up, America? Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to condone sending someone off the complete wrong direction, but I actually had no idea where the train station they were talking about was, nor where I was. If I had known, I likely would have given them the right directions. Probably not as serious as some other people on here, but it's still a confession to something I shouldn't have done. Also, I don't really care if you think I'm a bad person or anything in that nature. Then somebody called them Adolf Hitler. Oh my fucking God. Here's another person wanting to kill themselves. Jesus Christ, man. I get nervous. I broke trust in the worst way possible. I want to suck boobs every day. I try to control the urge, but I can't help wanting to suck boobs every day. I'm 21 years old from Hyderabad, India. I've always had a strong preference when it comes to attraction. I'm easily drawn to breasts. Even in adult content, that's the type of videos I always end up watching. In my past relationship, I realized how much I generally enjoy being close in that way. Honestly, I still have the urge to suck away. But I can't because of, quote, lack of resources. It's just something that feels comfortable and intimate to me. I usually don't say this out loud, but I'm confessing on here because I wonder if anyone has such a specific preference to suck breasts this strong over the past couple of years. Okay, fantastic with the Reddit. That was wonderful. News is very light today. It's been kind of a struggles to find anything. Sorry about that. Get work and relax to do. Talk about a missing. Really? I did not hear about that. I have been too high talking about breast sucking. So, looks like we're going to look that up now. The train is missing. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh, that is terrible. Why did you make me look that up? The first thing I look up, there's somebody being fucked.
I didn't make you look.
No, this person on here.
Oh.
There is no story that I'm even seeing about that. So, no clue what we're talking about. Oh, although there is the, really? Well, that's the guy. I didn't realize. Let me take a look. Disabled passengers bus to destination. So Amtrak train from St. Louis to Chicago was disabled. Passengers were forced to disembark and get on a bus. Is that what you're talking about? It strands 253 people. Nobody died and no one was hurt. It was a train derailment causing major disruptions during peak travel time for the what? Well, anyway, that's what I'm seeing there. That's the only thing showing up right now. And whatever's clever, man. There were 45 cars that got in a pileup in Indiana. That was fun. Magnets can be used to make machines work. Why aren't we using those then? Anyway, She's a Sailor said they can't find. I'll have to check. I'll have to take a look at that. I'll let you know what I find on my other account. So subscribe to me here on YouTube. Sorry it was a different energy, but there's just not much news. It's all esoteric. Maybe this, maybe that. We'll see. Talk about. It's like weird as fuck. So I'm just gonna ask this to everybody real quick. Does the news seem really fucked up? Right? Like I'm on X right now and I'm looking at it, and like I looked up the train on here, and like Amtrak, that they're saying that passengers were bused to the nearest station or whatever the fuck it was. So they're saying absolutely nothing about this, but that's what they're saying. Yeah, exactly, Jason. And they can, but they're just too cheap. They just want to steal and make money. That's all America is anymore, is just ripping people off. So anyway, I have a bunch of videos on here. Go check out my videos, my long form videos and my shorts on here. Subscribe to my channel. Go check out my music. I do have some music on here, some hand pan, which is the hang drum, and also saxophone. So that's on here. So go check out those things that I've made. And I'll be on TikTok on my second account tomorrow. I don't know what to tell you. TikTok kind of sucks dick. It just did. It just does. It is fucked. That's correct, Lolly. That is correct. It's a class war, and it's been brewing for a long time. I don't know why it won't spill over. It should. But anyway, subscribe here. It's free to subscribe. Just click the subscribe button. Also, follow me on TikTok. Hello America Sup. It's the account with 316,000 followers. And then also the American Unity Party on TikTok. It's got 56,000 followers. Follow me here. This has 12 or 16, how many fucking 16,900, almost 17,000. I'd like to get this one to 100,000 because then I can get another play button. Yes, because I always like to show it off. See, that's my original play button right there. See, so I'd like another one of these if possible for this account. But anyway, that's what we're doing here. So don't forget to subscribe, share, like, hit the notification button. If you don't like me, block me or mute me or whatever it is, and go fuck yourself. And like I said, I have one play button, but I need one for this account because this account's better. Well, at least I'll make it better. So see you later. Bye. If you don't like me, yada, yada, go fuck yourself. All that shit.